Tammy Abraham, is he gonna leave Chelsea? Yeah. Tammy Abraham, is he gonna sign for a Premier League rival? Chelsea news. Hey, what's poppin', people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you're all doing well today, my friends. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, the daily series right here on Football Therapy, where we see what's being said in the rags and I assess it and give you my opinion. Oh, Tammy Abraham, a decision that could split opinion, divide opinion. Tammy Abraham to 5 different Premier League clubs he's been linked to. What? A lot's happened since Matt Law's article has broke yesterday from the Daily Telegraph. We're gonna crack into it and have some fun. Subscribe if you're new to this channel. Bell notifications icon is important if you want to be the first to know when I upload. Drop a like if you want to show your sweet, sweet love to me. And let me tell you, Chelsea News is brought to you by OneFootball. OneFootball is totally free and wicked. Already, that's enough for you to hopefully click the link in the description and check it out. Gives you everything you need. It's really easy to use. It will let you know everything you want to know about Chelsea Football Club and indeed any club in world football. Stats, transfers, scores, fixtures, lineups, message alerts, everything you ever want. Click the link in the description to check out OneFootball now and do yourself that favour, my sweet, sweet friends, as we get into today's video. Right, so Matt Law did write a story on Tammy Abraham which sent vibrations out to the media world, and loads of news outlets have sort of reiterated what he said and have talked about the Tammy Abraham story. I'm going to be citing a website called TEAMTALK today that has consolidated a lot of information and spoke about the Chelsea striker. What I want to do in today's video is I want to talk about Tammy potentially being unhappy, being linked with moves away, the potential suitors of the 5 Premier League clubs that he could be going to or certainly has been linked to, talk about how I feel about it, and what Chelsea should do as a club. First off, for context, Tammy Abraham is Chelsea's number 9. He came to Chelsea a season and a half ago, or probably a bit more than that now, thinking, you know what, I've scored a lot of first team goals in my career, granted largely down in the Championship. I'm going to back myself to do well for Chelsea. And he started explosively well under Frank Lampard. He was top scorer in the Premier League for a while. While the feelings were good, he was scoring the goals. You know, he's young, he's tall, he loves Chelsea. He looks like he wants to be a striker, playing at the highest level. You know, you had the academy feel-good story. And he was our top goal scorer last season, and I believe now he's our top goal scorer this season. So he hasn't done awfully. He underperformed his XG ultimately last season by a little bit. Not a crazy amount, but yeah, by a little bit. And ultimately you're sort of looking for goal scorers for clubs like Chelsea to maybe outdo their XG rather than underperforming it. So it's difficult. I'm going to give you my full lowdown or my full opinion on Tammy Abraham as a striker for Chelsea moving forwards after I cite this article. So let's jump into that now. Tammy Abraham has reportedly decided to leave Chelsea this summer, and West Ham lead a long queue of clubs looking to sign the striker. Abraham is the Blues' top scorer this season, but he missed Sunday's draw with Manchester United for tactical reasons. Tuchel revealed afterwards that the striker would either have to like it or lump it, end quote. And that's how he explained his omission. With Chelsea among the big clubs eyeing a big money move for Erling Haaland, Abraham looks to be set for heading for the Stamford Bridge exit. Indeed, the Daily Telegraph reports a change of clubs is most likely for the 23-year-old this summer. And it seems the England striker would have no shortage of options were the Blues to agree his sale. Interesting, off the bat, Tammy wanting to leave. I kind of get it. He got called up for England, he scored a goal for England, strikers around him at a similar age, or the likes of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, absolutely flying in the league, and surely the likes of him and Danny Ings have gone above Tammy Abraham in the pecking order for Gareth Southgate's England. Tammy will back himself. Like I said, he's scored a lot of career goals already. He's Chelsea's top goal scorer in 2 consecutive seasons, but you can understand why it's not enough for Chelsea. If Chelsea want to be challenging for Premier Leagues and, you know, Champions League, they can't have their top goal scorer having 15 league goals. They want it to be 25 league goals. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit harsh on a young striker that's still developing, and I will give you my full thoughts and opinions on that shortly. Let's read on in the article. The Telegraph, however, suggests West Ham could face competition from at least 4 Premier League rivals. They state Leicester, Southampton, Brighton and Aston Villa will all be keen should Chelsea cash in. That is a lot of Premier League clubs. Let's just go through those quickly before I read on and see what Thomas Tuchel had to say about Tammy. First off, West Ham. It doesn't surprise me at all. They've got Mikel Antonio, who plays incredibly well, but has vulnerable hamstrings, and they will be looking to bring a decent goal scorer in that sort of can rotate with him and maybe start a lot of the time. You know, West Ham could be a good level as a starting striker for Tammy Abraham should he actually be starting. And of course, they're a good team now. In fact, they're above Chelsea in the Premier League as things stand, so that could actually be alluring to Tammy Abraham. Brighton you can understand because they create loads of chances but don't finish them off. They just need a competent striker. With the amount of XG they develop, you would imagine Tammy Abraham would score a few goals for Brighton, but it might not be alluring to him as they could, you know, well be relegated this season, next season, you don't know. Aston Villa is an interesting one because of course they're a good Premier League team now, and Tammy Abraham's still a bit of a cult hero for the villains. Like Matt Law, who reported this story originally on the Daily Telegraph, is a Villa fan, so he has a particular affection towards Tammy Abraham, and I'm sure he'd love to see him back at Aston Villa, despite them having, you know, Ollie Watkins doing well for them. They'd take Tammy Abraham back, which is interesting. Southampton is another interesting one. Of course, they rely heavily on Danny Ings, and they play like the likes of Shea Adams up next to him in a 2. You know, Danny Ings and Tammy Abraham, England partnership. That sounds pretty good. I'm actually quite into that. Tammy and Danny up front in a 4-4-2 that play attacking football could be a good level for him should he decide to go. Remember, this isn't me saying Tammy should go. Hold on to the end of the video for that. And of course, listed in these clubs is Leicester, which would be a huge, like, a positive move for him again should he start. But you know, Jamie Vardy, 35? 36, going on 36, he's really, really old. They don't have an alternative for him. Iheanacho, for me, doesn't cut the mustard. And you could understand why they might be looking for a proven Premier League goal scorer in Tammy Abraham to be the successor to Jamie Vardy. That must be appealing for young Tammy Abraham. Let's see what Thomas Tuchel had to say about this situation and read some quotes now. The situation is totally natural. He has to do exactly what he does. Train well, be in a good mood, and accept he is a striker for Chelsea. So this is the highest competition in Europe. When you play for Chelsea, it is a different decision I have to take. I'm very, very happy when I have to take them because it means everybody's on board. Oh, that's difficult to understand, Thomas. This is what you sign up for as a player for Chelsea, a coach for Chelsea. These moments arrive. There is no other answer than to accept it and to be there on Monday to fight for your place, and I'm sure he will do it. Right, so Tammy Abraham's contract runs out in summer 2023. He's got 2 years left on his deal as things stand. That's kind of when you sell a player if they're not interested in re-signing a deal. Now, off the bat, Chelsea would be interested in giving Tammy Abraham a new contract. They'll give him another contract. They won't give him silly money, and they won't give him like starting Chelsea striker money. Probably won't even give him, I think he's on £70,000 a week now, which obviously is loads of money. But if you look at Callum Hudson-Odoi, I think he's on 120, so he's on 50k more, but he's more of an important player, or looks to be more of an important player than Tammy moving forwards. So Tammy Abraham sees himself as a striker who generally get paid the most in a lot of clubs. In many clubs, the goal scorers often get paid a lot of money. And he wants more money, and he wants to be the main guy. I can understand that. That's not him being selfish, that's him being ambitious. So with 2 years left on this deal and not wanting to sign an extension, Chelsea might be like, well, we've got a 22-year-old or 23-year-old England international here who's proven he can score goals in the Premier League. We probably won't be starting him. He's going to be worth like 30 million more, maybe? It's Chelsea's top goal scorer last season. Maybe they can squeeze 35, 40 million. Speculating here, of course, but you know, it could happen. So what do I think? How do I feel about Tammy Abraham? Well, I don't think we should sell him. Absolutely not. At the same time, I don't think he should be starting for Chelsea. Giroud is 35. Wait, is he 30? He's another guy that's super old. You can't rely on Giroud popping out, aerial acrobatic bicycle kicks every now and again. And a lot of the time, there are games that pass Giroud by. Tammy Abraham is a young mobile striker who can and most probably will get better. You know, he's ambitious, he will get better. He's already capable of scoring 15 Premier League goals in a season. You know, if he cranks that up to like 20, which you'd imagine that would be doable, that's a very, very good striker to, you know, rotate in and out. Now, do I want him to be the first starting striker for Chelsea moving forward in every high-profile game? No. I am interested in Chelsea signing a new striker, you know, ideally, like every other European club would say, Erling Haaland. But I think something that I've said before on Football Therapy, and I'll reiterate now, Tammy Abraham is better than Michy Batshuayi. Tammy Abraham is better than Loic Remy, our recent second strikers. Tammy's better than them, and if we can have him as a sort of second striker to come in and out, I'll be very happy with that. He's Chelsea Academy as well, he loves the club, he wants to do well, he wants to play for Chelsea. He says it's a dream come true, but you can understand in terms of being ambitious in his career and wanting to score loads of goals as a footballer, as a striker in his career. And to score loads of goals, he needed to be afforded the opportunity to play all the time, and maybe a transfer to one of these Premier League rivals makes a lot of sense for him. So I'm keen to get your thoughts and opinions on this situation down in the comment section below. Please do let me know your thoughts on Tammy Abraham and potential suitors, where he could go, and would you let him go? Let me know, comment below, drop a like if you want to support me, subscribe if you're new, enjoy the football, and I will see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me baby.